Hello, my dear students. This is Abhishek Mishra, Faculty of Social Studies at Mount Litra Z School, Jhansi. In this video, I am going to teach you Class 11th Political Science, Chapter number 2, that is Rights in the Indian Constitution. If you will talk about rights, so these fundamental rights are given in the part 3rd of Indian Constitution from Article 12 to Article 35. Article 12 to Article 35 are consisted with the fundamental rights that are given in Indian Constitution. See, fundamental rights are the basic claims that are very much essentials for the very sustained life in our country like India. So here we are going to take an overview of this chapter, rights in the Indian Constitution. So let's start. A constitution is not only about the composition of the various organs of government, as we had studied in class 10th political science chapter number 1, that there are various organs of government like horizontal organs that are legislature, executive and judiciary, while the vertical organs are state government and central government. So not only the composition of the various organs of government is the constitution and the relation among them. As we studied in the last chapter, the constitution is a document that sets limits on the power of the government and ensures a democratic system in which all the persons enjoy certain rights. Constitution gives the minimum basic conditions for the very sustained life for the person who are residing in our country. So this ensures a democratic system in which all persons enjoy certain rights. In this chapter, we shall study the fundamental rights contained in the Indian Constitution. As I had told you, the part 3 of the Constitution of India lists the fundamental rights and also mentions the limit on these rights. As I had told you in class 9th, in class 10th, and I am again going to tell you this, that there are 6 fundamental rights in our Indian Constitution. Earlier, at the time of independence, when the Constitution was implemented in 1950, there were 7 fundamental rights. That was Right to Property Act. It was the 7th fundamental right that was excluded in the year 1978. According to the 44th Amendment Act that was done in 1978, the right to property was excluded. So rest of the 6 fundamental rights are still prevail in our constitution. Now let's go further. In the past 50 years, the scope of rights has changed and in some respects expanded. After studying this chapter, you would know what are the various fundamental rights listed in the Constitution of India, how these rights are protected. In class 10th, chapter number 1 of political science, power sharing, I had told you that Supreme Court is the guardian of your fundamental rights, and as and when the rights are violated by anyone, either by the government or by any citizen, so you can go directly to the Supreme Court and can get your rights from there. So here we are going to tell you how these rights are protected, what role the judiciary has played in protecting and interpreting these rights. Judiciary has the sole authority to interpret the rights and to punish those who violate the rights. They are the protector of your rights. Now, what is the difference between the fundamental rights and the directive principles of state policies? Fundamental rights means Mool Adhikar and the directive principles of state policy means Niti Nirdeshak Siddhant. We are going to distinguish among them also later on. So here we are going to read a story that will tell you the importance of rights. In 1982, during the construction work for Asian Games, the government engaged a few contractors. These contractors employed a large number of very poor construction workers from different parts of the country to build the flyovers and stadiums. These workers were kept in poor working conditions and were paid less than the minimum wages decided by the government. Now, though, some laws are introduced by the government, like you can say Factory Act, in which the children below the age of 14 cannot be hired, Minimum Wages Act, Equal Remuneration Act. तो कई सारे तरीके के एक्ट हमारी गवर्नमेंट जो है वो अब उसने पास कर दिए. बट 1982 की अगर हम बात करें तो कई सारे वर्कर्स जिनको एंगेज किया गया था फ्लाईओवर और स्टेडियम बनाने के लिए, तो उनको प्रॉपर वर्किंग कंडीशन नहीं दी जाती थी, एक अच्छा हेल्दी एनवायरनमेंट नहीं होता था उनके लिए, और उनको वेजेस भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा कम दिए जाते थे. आज के समय में तो ऐसा नहीं है. यू कैन गेट इक्वल वेजेस एज पर डिसाइडेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. So a team of social scientists studied their poor condition and petitioned the Supreme Court. They argued that employing a person to work for less than minimum prescribed wage amounts to begar or forced labor. Begar or forced labor is a condition where a worker is suppressed to work without any payment, or sometimes less payment is also given, so which is a violation of the fundamental right against exploitation. Right against exploitation is also your fundamental right. The court accepted this plea and directed the government to ensure that thousands of workers get the prescribed wages for their work. Michael Lalung was 23 when he was arrested. A resident of Chuburi village of Morigaon, district of Assam, Makal was charged of causing grievous injuries. He was found mentally too unstable to stand trial and was sent as under trial to Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi Mental Hospital in Tejpur for treatment. कुछ ऐसी कंडीशन रही होंगी शायद उसके साथ कि उसको एक हेल्दी एनवायरनमेंट नहीं मिला होगा, काम करते करते उसकी तबीयत खराब हो गई होगी, तो उसको ट्रीटमेंट के लिए भेजा गया. Makal was treated successfully and doctors wrote twice to jail authorities in 1967 and 1996 that he was fit to stand trial. But no one paid any attention. Makal Lalung remained in judicial custody. Makal Lalung was released in July 2005. He was 77 then. He spent 54 years under custody, during which his case never came up for hearing. He was freed when a team appointed by the National Human Rights Commission intervened after an inspection of under trials in the state. जैसा कि हम पढ़ चुके हैं क्लास 9th में कि जब नेल्सन मंडेला ने पेटिशन उठाई थी, जब उन्होंने मूवमेंट किया था सही के लिए, तो उनको भी जेल में डाल दिया गया था 1964 में, और वो जेल से बाहर निकले 1993 में. तो ऐसा ही मैकाल लेलुंग के साथ भी हुआ. Makal's entire life was wasted because a proper trial against him never took place. Our constitution gives every citizen the right to life and liberty. This means that every citizen must also have the right to fair and speedy trial. हमारे यहाँ कोर्ट में सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम तो यही है कि हमारे यहाँ काफ़ी ज़्यादा केसेस जो हैं वो पेंडिंग पड़े होते हैं. पीसीएस जुडिशियल का जो एग्ज़ाम होता है वो इतना ज़्यादा टफ होता है, स्कोप काफ़ी कम है, जजेस की कमी है, केसेस पेंडिंग पड़े रहते हैं, वर्डिक्ट जल्दी आता नहीं है, तो लोग सालों साल या तो जेल में सड़ते रहते हैं, और जो हाई सेलिब्रिटीज़ हैं, जो काफ़ी बड़े बड़े सेलिब्रिटीज़ हैं, जो पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स हैं, वो लोग इन सभी चीज़ों से एस्केप कर जाते हैं. वर्डिक्ट आने में बहुत ज़्यादा समय लगता है. सो मैकाल्स केस शोज व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन राइट्स ग्रांटेड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आर नॉट अवेलेबल इन प्रैक्टिस. दो द राइट टू लाइफ एंड लिबर्टी इज गिवन, बट मोस्ट ऑफन पीपल आर एक्सप्लॉइटेड एंड देयर हियरिंग्स आर नॉट लिसन्ड बाय द कोर्ट. ऐसा नहीं है कि कोर्ट जानबूझ के ऐसा नहीं करता है, कभी कभी समय भी नहीं मिल पाता है. So what if Makal was a rich and powerful man? What if those working with the construction contractors were engineers? Would their rights have been violated? अब ये मैकाल जो था वो एक छोटा सा वर्कर था, तो उसकी हियरिंग के ऊपर किसी ने ध्यान नहीं दिया. लेकिन अगर वो कोई एक पावरफुल आदमी होता, वो कोई एक रिच पर्सन होता, तो शायद उसकी सुनवाई जल्दी हो जाती और उसके साथ इतना बुरा भी नहीं होता है. सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में चीज़ों का लिखा होना और प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में उनका इम्प्लीमेंट होना, ये दोनों ही अलग अलग चीज़ें हैं. तो इस चैप्टर में हम ऐसा ही कुछ रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स पढ़ने वाले हैं हमारी अगली वीडियो में. तब तक के लिए आई एम गोइंग टू टेक ऑफ. Abhi, I'm going to end this video right now. Rest of the topics I will cover in my next video. Thank you.